Welcome back to the series where we bring you the best horror and thriller shorts. Today's episode is titled Awakening, but before we begin, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more terrifying tales. Also, let us know in the comments what the scariest thing you have ever seen in a dream was. I will read my favorite comment at the end of the episode, so drop them down below. This story follows 13 strangers who awaken trapped inside a dark mansion. And now they must face their deepest fears if they wish to survive. Genre: action. Horror. Runtime: 25:30 Min's location: the grand hall of the mansion. Opening scene: blackout darkness, silence. Then a sharp inhale. We open in pitch black. One by one, 13 people gasp awake, lying on a cold marble floor. The only light comes from a massive iron chandelier flickering overhead. The camera sweeps across the room. A circular chamber with 13 massive sealed doors lining the walls, each marked with an eerie symbol. A flame, a mirror, a teddy bear. A clock in the ceiling ticks backward. Character introductions, dynamic and visual. The audience gets quick, sharp interactions. Ethan Cross, a man in his early 20s, instinctively checks his surroundings, military instincts kicking in. Dr. Lila Voss, 40s, immediately observes everyone, taking mental notes. Jay Malik, 20s, cracks a joke to cut tension, but his hands are shaking. Maria, 30s, checks if anyone's injured. Noah, late teens, starts mumbling theories about being drugged or abducted. Emily Gray, mid-20s, just stares silently at one door, the one with the teddy bear. They don't remember how they got here. One of them, a side character, panics, tries to open a random door. The symbol glows red and the door screams on a distorted voice crying, "Not yet." Mystery begins. They find a book on a pedestal in the center. It reads, 13 doors, 13 truths. Only one will set you free. Behind the others, your fears, your guilt, your end. Tension spikes. Do they work together? Try doors one by one? Split up? Noah notices the clock is counting down from 60 minutes. Lila suggests it may be a test. Emily, the quiet girl, suddenly whispers, "The first one wants to burn." The others turn. The door with the flame symbol begins to glow orange. Cliffhanger. Door 001 begins to open against Ethan's protests. Jay touches the door of ashes. The lock clicks. The door creaks open to reveal a massive blaze. A village burning, screams in the distance. Something large moves in the smoke, but it's not human. Jay: "That's not a dream. That's a war zone." As Ethan steps forward, he hears a voice from the fire whispering his name. His face drops. He knows this place. Fade out. Welcome back to the series. Welcome back to the series, where we bring you the best horror and thriller shorts. Today's episode is titled The Burning Truth. And before we begin, let's take a moment to welcome all of our new subscribers. If you're watching this, thank you so much for joining the family. Now let's dive into today's episode. Picking up right where we left off, Ethan recognizes the village from the fire. It's his home. Before he can call out to the others, he's pulled back by a hand. Turning around, he sees an emaciated old woman holding onto him, her eyes glowing an unnatural red in her withered face. Ethan recoils. "Who are you?" she rasps. "You shouldn't be here." "Not yet. She's not ready." Before he can question her further, she disappears into the flames. He looks back to see the others frozen in fear. Jay, unable to move his gaze from the fiery spectacle. Maria rushing towards the door, but seemingly stuck in place. Noah cowering behind Lila, who herself is staring intensely at the clock. Only Emily seems unaffected, walking calmly toward the next door. Ethan calls out, "Hey, come on! We have to do something!" But his words are lost in the commotion. Suddenly, Lila jolts upright. "The clock!" she cries. "It stopped!" Panic spreads through the group as they realize they have less than a minute to escape. Struggling free from his paralysis, Ethan rushes to the door. He throws his shoulder into it, but it won't budge. Glancing back, he sees Noah has managed to open the book. "Here," he shouts, pointing to the pages. "The answers are in here." Ethan grabs the book and frantically flips through it until he finds the entry for door number 1. Fire, it reads. What burns brightest in the darkness? Just as the door begins to glow again, he realizes what it means. Running back to the fire, he scoops up the old woman who had grabbed him earlier. Her body feels unnaturally cold. He turns to the others. Come on, he shouts. We have to help her. Maria seems to snap out of her fear and rushes to help. Together, they carry her to the door. The moment she touches it, the entire room shakes. The door hisses and opens, revealing a blinding white light. When they regain their vision, they find themselves in a dark forest. They quickly disappear into the trees. Inside the mansion, the clock chimes once and then falls silent. Meanwhile, in the safety of the forest, Ethan asks the old woman about the mansion. Who trapped them there? Why? She explains that they were brought here because they were all connected to the mansion somehow. Each had a role to play in its dark history, but why now? Because the mansion's owner has returned. She reveals that she is the only one who can stop him, but to do so, she needs the others. Just then, a blood-curdling scream echoes through the woods. Ethan grips the woman's hand. Where did that come from? She replies ominously. Your fears. They're coming for you. They run deeper into the woods as unseen things scuttle through the underbrush behind them. Suddenly, they stumble upon a clearing. In the middle stands a towering oak tree. At its base, an elaborate keyhole shimmers faintly. The woman explains that this is the portal to the mansion's past. To close it, they need the 12 keys hidden within the mansion, but they must be careful. With each key they retrieve, their worst fears will come to life. The group nods determinedly. They have no other choice but to face their fears head-on. First, they need a way back to the mansion. The old woman places her hand on the rough bark of the oak tree and closes her eyes. A moment later, a path materializes, leading directly to the front door. As they step through, they find themselves in the grand hall. The clock above has reset itself to 11:59. The old woman announces, "It's time to begin." And with that, the group splits up, each determined to find a key and conquer their greatest fears. But as they venture into the mansion's dark halls, they soon realize that they're not alone. Their every move is being watched by unseen eyes, and as the clock ticks down, they must hurry if they want to survive the night. To be continued. Now it's your turn. What is the scariest thing you have ever seen in a dream? Drop your comments down below and I will pick my favorite to read on our next episode. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching. See you soon.